Well, here we go. Here comes our first genuine heavyweight contest of the evening, our fourth bout of the evening here at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. Lewis Wright, the lad from Blackpool, good support here. He stands at 6'6", Spencer.
Yep, tall guy, very well built, isn't he? Did you see the ring walk there, by the way? Reminded me of a Mike Tyson sort of ring walk there. Comes in, black boots, black shorts, strolls straight into the ring. Looks like he wants to get down to business and takes the centre of the ring here. Working well behind that jab. And just trying to set up for that right hand, you feel.
Yeah, no mucking about. Straight to business, and looks like he's got a good shape to him. Good form already. Doing the foundations well as he just tries to hold the centre of the ring there, as he just throws that jab and it tries to establish it. And with these heavyweights, those big straight right hands can come out of nowhere.
Yep, that's the key shot for the heavyweights. CHVARKOU is there defensively, looks quite solid, carries his hands nice and high, looks quite difficult to hit. So now Lewis Wright just needs to create those openings. Creativity is key here.
And CHVARKOU is pretty quick for a big fella on that back foot, because as Wright just tries to set up a few shots, he knows exactly when to get out of there. And Wright's going to have to get his timing spot on, I think, to land something significant.
Well, the timing comes off that jab. You just find the range with that jab and then you step in, let that right hand go. The jab is key to setting up every shot in the book, especially for someone like Lewis Wright, who's very tall, very rangy. So just needs to use that height and reach to his advantages here. Keep it long, work the jab well. You don't want to get inside here with CHVARKOU, because he will tie you up. He knows how to survive. He's been around a long time, been in with some good fighters, been the distance with some good fighters as well.
Yes, indeed. He's been a distance to the likes of Callum Johnson and Tommy Fletcher, who trains with Mark Tibbs. Two very good fighters, so we know that he can go the distance, he can do the rounds. We know that he can survive, but he just got caught with a right uppercut there on the right hand side of our commentary position. And he gave Lewis Wright a little bit of a nod to say, yep, you caught me with that one, fair enough.
Yep, Lewis Wright set that one up with the left hook. The right hand went through as well. Lovely little two-punch combination. And again, Lewis Wright just pinning CHVARKOU into the corner. He's taking him from corner to corner here, as you can see. His presence there is definitely working in this first round.
A good opener there for Lewis Wright. He has got a decent amateur background. He had a break for a short while, but he said he was always training. Even though he went over to Ibiza for a while, he was still training, he was still in the gym, and he took up and did a bit of Muay Thai and all that kind of stuff. So he's always kept his hand in it. And since he's been back down as a pro at Andy Abrol's gym at Sharp Style, he's really been enjoying his boxing and just very keen to be active and just to be in there as often as he possibly can, making sure that ring rust doesn't build up and doing his thing.
Yeah, activity is key, especially with these heavyweights. It's all about the development stage, the apprenticeship stage in many ways here. You know, he's been having his 6th contest, he's 5-0 now with the 3 KOs. He'll be glad he's got that first round out the way. He stayed nice and composed there in front of his home crowd, didn't get carried away, didn't do anything silly. CHVARKOU, he knows he's experienced and he will make you pay if you make a little fundamental mistake. So, done the right thing working off the jab there. Now let's see if he can build on that. Let's see if he can step it up just a little bit more.
The referee just having a chat with CHVARKOU there, and he will bring the fighters back to the middle to get back to the action, because that's what people have come to see, and both of them won't want to be standing around not doing a lot, as Lewis Wright is straight back on that front foot, just trying to gauge that distance with that jab and get one of those big heavy shots off if he can.
Yep, like I say, he needs a little bit more creativity here though. Just the double jab in the right hand may not work. He landed the right hand there though, just forced his opponent CHVARKOU back to the ropes just to regroup, regather himself, and he seems to have done that. CHVARKOU, very experienced guy, as I say, knows his way around the ring. Nice double jab there from CHVARKOU, and then just ties his opponent up, and just making life difficult in there for Lewis Wright, who's in control of this one but not really getting through with the shots that he'd like.
It'd be good to see a little bit more variety from Lewis Wright, because he is throwing that double jab right hand a lot, and when he threw a right hook to the body, you could see that CHVARKOU felt it and was on the back foot a little bit. So a little bit more variety might do him good. But he has CHVARKOU on the ropes and has got him covering up, and he's not just covering up and showing the body language just for defensive reasons. We can see that those shots, when they are getting through, they are hurting him. And Wright looking to just take that centre of the ring again as he tries to control the distance and he controls the pace of the fight. But almost every time he throws 2 or 3 shots, Spencer, CHVARKOU ties him up and the referee has to get involved. So it's not the cleanest of fights so far.
No, good experience from CHVARKOU. Just learning to tie his opponent up the way that he does shows he knows the fundamentals, knows his way around the ring. Good, solid journeyman, gives these prospects something to think about. And when someone like Lewis Wright looks back on this contest, wherever he goes in his career, one thing he'll remember is what he learned in this contest against someone like CHVARKOU, who knows all the tricks of the trade, knows how to survive more importantly, and is doing a good job here in this contest of surviving.
Lewis Wright just measuring his man up, throwing a couple of feints, trying to get CHVARKOU to do the things that he needs him to do, to land them eye-catching shots, which are the shots which the referee will score him the round for. But saying that, he really is, on our scorecards at ringside, well and truly in full control. But Spencer, if you're Andy O'Brien, you're in the corner, he comes back, what sort of advice and information are you going to give him, and what do you want to see a bit more of?
Listen, I like I say, I want him to see him being a little bit more creative. I want to see him going through the gears a little bit. You know, like setting those traps, feinting the jabs downstairs, throwing that right hand, and then come again. Let's see something else. Let's see the left hook right hand again, then go again, phase 2. Because that's how you're going to get someone like CHVARKOU out of there. The double jab cross is not going to work because he's closing his own space down, getting too close. CHVARKOU is then tying him up. What he needs to do is hold his feet after he lands that jab, hold his feet, after that right hand comes, go again. Let's see an injection of pace. That's how you get rid of someone like CHVARKOU.
Well, you heard it there from Spencer, and I'm sure there'll be some very similar information coming from the home corner, the red corner here at the Blackpool Winter Gardens. If you're just joining us on the Talk Sport Boxing YouTube channel, welcome along. My name's Darren Rees and I'm joined by Spencer Oliver, and we are watching Lewis Wright versus VIKTAR CHVARKOU, a heavyweight contest, one which seems to see Lewis Wright going through the motions, winning the rounds comfortably, but Spencer would be quite keen to see a little bit more variety from him and maybe a little bit more going through the gears.
Yep, a little injection of pace now. This is a 6-round contest. We're now in that 3rd round, and you just want to see him now starting to turn the screw just a little bit. Yes, he's in complete control of the fight. Of course he is. He's dominating well behind the jab, landing those right hands, but I want to see something that makes me remember. I want to see something a little more eye-catching.
Is there a danger, Spencer, that when a fighter is doing something like throwing a double jab cross like Lewis Wright is, just because it's working, like continuing to do that, is there a danger in that because of the opponent reading it?
Well, no, yeah, listen, someone like CHVARKOU, he's very experienced, so he will read that. He's reading that. He's just riding the right hand. Watch when the double jab right goes. He just leans over to his own right side and takes the play away, takes the power away from that right hand. So that's how he's dealing with it right now. That's what I say. So now, feint the jab, throw the left hook, right hand, left hook. You know, that's what I want to see now. I need to see something a little different.
Well, right back to the centre of the ring and using that range and that 6'6" frame and those straight shots to keep his man at bay. But every time he does try something,
lovely left hook
gets
went
tied
in there.
up, but that was a good left hook.
Yep, just sent the sweat spray in there from CHVARKOU's head. That was what he needed, and now let's build on that. Again, the left hook, right hand goes in, right hand just round the side of the head there, though didn't quite land cleanly, but that's better stuff there from Lewis Wright.
It seemed as soon as you said it, he did it. A bit of commentator's curse, but you've been calling for that left hook. He threw it and it landed nicely, and it's just seeing those shots to follow up with. But that was a good right hand which got through and hit the face of CHVARKOU, and Lewis Wright seems to be putting his foot on the pedal a tiny bit more. It's not bundles more, it's not loads more, but there's a little bit of a percentage increase, and the outcome is that he's getting through with more shots.
Yep, that little percentage increase is more eye-catching, isn't it? Like you say, he just seems to turn the screw a little bit there in that last 45 seconds or so of that 3rd round, and it was better. You know, he was showing a little bit more variety. He was throwing the jab, feinting the jab, coming with the hooks, right crosses, and even throwing the left uppercuts after as well, which is more impressive stuff. Now I need to see him build on that now just a little bit more. Let's go on top of that last 30 seconds. He's in against a tough guy in CHVARKOU here. You know, anyone that knows Callum Johnson will know that he was a very tough light heavyweight who retired for a little while, come back as a cruiserweight. Trust me, that kid's strong, and CHVARKOU went 4 rounds with him, or survived the 4-round distance with him, lost on points. And that tells you where CHVARKOU's sat right now. He's a tough guy, stubborn guy to get rid of. So if Lewis Wright can do it inside the distance, he's going to be making a statement. And that's why I want to see him just doing a little bit more now.
Yeah, let's not forget that Callum Johnson was, I think, the first person to put Beterbiev on his backside when he fought him, and us British boxing people and fans thought he might do it that night. But let's see if Lewis Wright can put CHVARKOU on his backside, stick him on the canvas, give him a confidence boost, lift the crowd up. I think it's going to be tough because CHVARKOU knows exactly what he's doing. He knows every single trick in the book from what it seems, and he's not letting Lewis Wright get those shots off.
No, he's still very competitive in this one, CHVARKOU. I mean, he's in survival mode, but he's throwing the shots back and making life difficult for Lewis Wright, as expected. Right, again, double jab, just misses with that right hand.
Right, just having a good look at CHVARKOU as he just follows him around the ring. Probably thinking of, what can I get him with? Where are those very small gaps? What is he doing? How can I punish him for it? And he did catch him as he fell in there with a left hook. But once again, CHVARKOU grabs hold of Wright, and the referee has had a bit of a busier fight than some of the previous fights this evening. There was a fight earlier which Steve Gray literally didn't have to do anything apart from hold the winner's hand up.
Right, just falling short there. See what he was trying to do, set that trap with the jab and let the right hand go over the top. Didn't quite pay off that time. Lovely right uppercut on the inside as well there, and it just smothers his own work there. Right. Yeah, Darren, you just sense that this one has 6 rounds written all over it. CHVARKOU's very experienced, very tough, knows his way around the ring, and Lewis Wright just seems to be running out of a little bit of ideas here on how to get rid of this stubborn opponent.
You're right, Spencer, and I guess this is the sort of fight that if it does go to full 6 rounds, that it's only after, when you watch it back, that you'll see those things that you maybe could have done a little bit better or could have done a little bit more of. And that's why these types of fights are valuable, because even when he is coming through and he's chucking a lot of energy into these shots, they're not as effective as they could be, and some of that is possibly to do with Wright, but a lot of it is to do with the movement and the way that CHVARKOU is riding the shots.
Ten-second clacker goes there as we approach the end of the 5th round here. Lovely left hook there. That was a good shot that just forced CHVARKOU back there. Best shot of the contest, I would say. Just as I was going to wrap the round up there, Darren, Lewis Wright does or gets what was needed there, and that was an injection of pace. Little short left hook that just sent the sweat spraying there from CHVARKOU.
It just came at the wrong time in the round though, didn't it? Because if you land a shot like that as a fighter, and I'm speaking to you as a former fighter and a former European champion, you land that kind of shot 30 seconds into the round, you've got time to work on it, haven't you? You've got time to do it again or follow up on it.
Absolutely.
Last few seconds, it's a bit frustrating.
Absolutely, listen, not frustrating because he now needs to go out there and build on that now. He's going into this 6th and final round. Time to impress the home crowd here. You know, he's a Blackpool favourite down here. Now time to put on a little show for the fans in this fantastic arena, the Winter Gardens really is an historic building, and let's see if he can put on a historic performance, a historic round here.
Let's hope so. One thing I've realised about being in Blackpool, my first time in Blackpool, is they are a lively bunch, aren't they? It's just a great city full of energy, isn't it?
It certainly is, mate. I've got to tell you, walking down to this venue, our hotel's only, I don't know, 100 metres away, but walking down here is, all sorts going on out there. Very, very lively, and we've got a good crowd in here this evening as well. And you just want to see now grandstand finish from the local fighter, Lewis Wright. Can he do that in this 6th round?
That's it, because if Wright can land that shot and finish this contest, then the other stuff doesn't matter as much, and he probably won't be as frustrated. Don't get it twisted, he's not had a bad performance at all, but there's plenty more he could have done, and I think he'll agree with that when he watches this back and he listens to us. But let's see if he can find that shot from somewhere. CHVARKOU just continuing to do exactly what he's been doing the few previous rounds, which is just going around, changing direction, hands up, just keeping out of space and making sure that he's out of danger. But the odd shot is getting through from Lewis Wright, like that one.
Yep, just a little bit too one pace for me though, Lewis Wright. I think that he sort of seemed to run out of ideas a little bit. You know, I think when he goes back to the gym or he watches this, he will feel slightly frustrated with his own performance, because he'll say he feel like he could have done more. And this is, like I say, it's the apprenticeship for these young fighters. It's about learning, going away, working on the mistakes, working on what you didn't do, what you done wrong. We can talk about the good stuff, but he's not here to talk about that. It's about working on the stuff that maybe needs working on to bring out those better performances. And he's going to have to go back to the gym and work on that.
But Wright just lands a decent left jab to the head of CHVARKOU, which snapped his head back, but then his back nice and relaxed and throwing his shots out there. A lot of blood coming from the nose of Wright.
Yep, just seems
May
to
well
be,
have a broken nose.
seems to be bleeding heavily, doesn't it? I don't know whether that was a punch or a clash of heads or what. I didn't really see any sort of shot going in there that could have put that sort of damage on his face. Big right hand goes as the 10-second clacker goes as well. CHVARKOU takes that shot well, goes back to the corner, and let's just take a look here. See if we can see the damage there, Darren, to that nose.
It's a bit challenging from our commentary position, but it looks like he's struggling to breathe through that nose. But going back to a comment which you made a little bit earlier on, Spencer, about watching or having like a frustrating fight, or going back and watching it, what's it like? You must have had fights like that where you come out and you just thought, why couldn't I land this, or why couldn't I do that? Did you have those moments in your career, and sort of what goes through your mind as a fighter?
Yeah, listen, I think that these nights are all they're there to develop you into the fighter that you need to become a champion. You're going to have these frustrating nights against these tricky opponents. You know, going in now, say, like I said, the last round was a lot. I thought the last round was the 6th round. Actually, we're going into the 6th round now. My apologies for that. So he's got a chance again here to showcase his skills. So, you know, see if he can set this place alight in this 6th and final round. But yeah, it's all about the development stage. It's all about the learning curve right now, and he's going to learn a lot from this. You know, I think there's no doubt he's won this contest. He's been in total control of it, but just maybe a little bit frustrated with himself on the fact that he maybe hasn't been as creative as he should have been. I think that the kid's got a lot of talent. You can see that the fundamentals are there, the foundations are there. That is for sure. And he just needs to build on that now. This is all about the learning curve, like I say. A win's a win. He's certainly going to get the win here, but it's how he does it.
Full of confidence is Lewis Wright, and you can tell that by his body language. His hands are extremely low through the majority of this, and he landed a decent jab there. And he's obviously feeling very relaxed as he just tries to cruise to the final bell and get another victory on his record and take himself to 6-0. That double jab cross, which we've seen over and over again from Lewis Wright, just misses there. And by no means has this been a fight which has been electric or set the place alight as with entertainment. We're not going to say that for 1 minute.
No, it's been frustrating nights in many ways, because you know how much talent Lewis Wright has got, and we just haven't seen that tonight, and that's taking nothing away from CHVARKOU, who's made a decent contest of it. He's come and done his job tonight, because his job was always it's not about winning for him, it was about making life very, very difficult for Lewis Wright, and he's done that. So it's a moral victory for him, and I think for Lewis Wright, boxing in front of his home crowd, they've been quite quiet in here. It's not going to be one of those fights that you're going to really remember, but listen, it's another win on his record, and he can go away and build on that.
And forgive me for the pun, Spencer, but it does take two to tango, and we are in a place which ballroom dancing is the Strictly Come Dancing finals are in, and his dancing partner tonight hasn't exactly made this exciting himself, has he? So by no means am I putting 100% of the blame on him, because I think he's done some good work, but it just has been a bit of a dull contest. But this round, at the end of this round, is going the way which the crowd wanted the previous rounds to go in, which is nice to see.
CHVARKOU come back with some good work of his own there as well, landing a couple of shots. Big right hand went in, and I tell you what,
and he's in trouble, I think. Lewis Wright, he got caught with 2 or 3, and he did look like he was in the danger zone for just a few seconds.
Yep.
And he's probably quite lucky that happened right at the end of the round.
Yeah, he got tagged with a few there, didn't he? Left himself open. Lapse of concentration there from Lewis Wright with about 15 seconds to go, and got caught with some silly shots at the end. But listen, overall, yeah, good performance. Nothing spectacular, if I'm totally honest. A lot to work on. You can clearly see the kid's got talent, but he's going to have to go back to the drawing board because there's a good crop of young heavyweights coming through right now, and they won't be losing sleep over that performance from Lewis Wright. But as I say, a win's a win, and it's all about going back to the drawing board and building on that, you know. And I think that, you know, fighters like Lewis can definitely put their name in the mix with this good young crop of heavyweights that are out there right now. I'm just looking forward to seeing him develop as a heavyweight.
Absolutely. Well, let's get the official announcement and let's find out who the winner is with our MC, Steve Reed.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.